Hi guys, welcome to my YouTube channel.
Baby, it's the everything for me. For me. For me. Baby, it's the everything for me. For me. Oh, for me.
So, this is my very first video that I'm going to be posting on this this channel account, whatever you want to call it. Anyways, but for today's video, I'm going to be doing I don't know what I'm going to title it yet, but I'm going to be talking all about sacred feminine energy and how you can heal your sacred femininity, because I feel like a lot of women have been in survival mode. Not only that, but we kind of lost that touch with, Earth and, with Planet Kai, and all the things I'm going to be talking about is going to definitely have research dating back to like ancient BC, before Christ, and going back to like Kemet energy and Kemet practices. I believe in Kemet energy, and not only that, but I believe in my Kemetic deities, and that's what I kind of strongly base my belief off of. If you are kind of skeptical about what I'm talking about, you can do your own research. I just kind of didn't want to practice anything that didn't have any substance. So I definitely, I did my research, and I went back way before any religion was kind of formed, because I really do believe that religion is every different religion is built off of what happened before Christ. So I definitely, yeah. So let's just get into it. So the research that I did and the research that I have, before we start, I apologize. Let me cleanse the energy. Okay, let's cleanse the energy. Let's just cleanse the sacred space so that I'm able to channel through my ancestors, because a lot of the information is coming off the dome, because I practice what I preach. Not only that, but I'm a student as well. So I definitely like to open myself up in my auric field to my ancestors and my, deities. Call upon Great Mother Mayat, definitely for some clarity, balance, and morality, and also call upon my deity, a Great Mother Spirit, Aset. Cleanse the spirit. Lean in. Thank you. Okay. Ashe. All right, guys. So let's get started. All right. So this book, y'all, has been with me through thick and thin. I do research, guys. I really try to go in depth and make sure that I know what I'm talking about. It's crazy, because sometimes I might be trying to talk to people about my beliefs and what I believe in. I feel like their natural response is to ask me different questions about it, trying to catch and see if I know what I'm talking about. Because it's like, if you don't trust what I'm saying, stop talking to me. All right, so I have one on Instagram, and I told y'all to ask me some questions that y'all wanted to know. So I'm gonna start off with that. So just to be an icebreaker, and just to, just in the move and flow of things. And I feel like it's good to, get to know people. I like getting to know people. People like to get to know me, so why not? So nobody asking no motherfucking, y'all is weird. Why the fuck would y'all sit there and go, wait. So you telling me I got what? How many people following me? Almost 900 people following me, and y'all telling me nobody fucking asked me a question? I don't even be on Instagram like that. So I guess I get why I didn't want to ask me no questions. 1, 2, and I probably intimidate y'all, but that's really mean. Let's just go, honestly. But the first thing I'm going to be talking about is healing abandonment issues and abandonment wounds. If you guys hear like dinks, those are confirmations from my ancestors, so don't be alarmed. I definitely wanted to go back to the root chakra. If you are serious about healing your sacred feminine energy and healing your sacred womb, because you are feeling as if you're out of touch with your intuition, and I feel like it's genuinely important as women, as a man, as a being, as a spiritual being living this human experience, to be in touch with all chakras and to be in touch with your higher self. And in order to unlock certain keys and aspects of who you are, you have to understand and understand and overstand how every energy center really plays a part in this big ass galaxy and this universe that we are living in. The one thing that I can definitely say, you also have some type of belief system within yourself. You have to believe in yourself. You have to be open and confident with who you are, and accepting that things might be challenging, and understanding that people have their own beliefs. You can't get nobody to believe you or to, you know, be on the same path as you, because everybody is on their own, you know, spiritual journey. And I feel like accepting that will get you a long way within your own, you know, spiritual journey. Another thing that I really do genuinely hard on believing is the 48 laws of Mayat. If you guys aren't aware of that, look it up. It's like basically like the deadly sins, but more ancient. And I think that practicing those, almost like try to do it at least once a week. Start off like that. If you can't do it once a week, try at least, you know, whenever you remember. But let's go back to practices that genuinely do help you with clearing out energy centers. You have 7 chakras, and they are located on the top of your head, which is the crown chakra, the middle of your eyebrows, which is the third chakra, and then you have the chakra, and then you have the throat chakra, and you have the heart chakra, and you have the solar plexus chakra, and then the sacral chakra, which is like located underneath your navel, your belly button, and then you have your root chakra, which is the root of your tailbone. Anyways, I'm on this 7-week chakra cleanse that basically for 7 weeks you focus on each chakra, and this chakra was the root chakra, and I did the mudra. It's basically like this, like this is for the heart chakra, but you do this mudra but with it down, crossed, laying down, however you feel comfortable with, you know, meditating. You meditate like this for at least as long as you can, and you focus on that root chakra, and each fingers represent energy. So in order to cleanse out the energies, it takes your plasma energy, water, fire, earth, air. So then you hold it like this, and then you bend it down, and then you do at least, I'm gonna say like at least 15 to 20 fire breaths, and it'll get you feeling all tingly, and then you can just focus on that chakra. Play some chakra healing music in the background if it feels comfortable to you, but dedicate every week to a chakra, whether you're doing shadow work based on that chakra. And the shadow work that I did based around my root chakra was forgiveness. I felt like I couldn't forgive people because of the harm that they've caused me, and being in a feminine energy and allowing myself to possess the law of attraction, that universal law of attraction, was also to allow myself to grieve and forgive people that have hurt me in the past, and to move on from it. I'm gonna read you guys a segment of work that I did regarding the root chakra and things that I feel like a lot of people will understand and get right here. Basically, it is the root chakra inner child healing work. I wrote down, when growing up in a dysfunctional household, the root chakra becomes unbalanced, meaning if you have a mother who has never been in touch with her feminine energy, she's always been overly emotional, never knowing how to control herself or the things that she says around you, the things she do around you. Same with your father. If he's not in touch with his feminine energy, he's not in touch with his emotions. And growing up, especially in Black households, I'm really targeting in my Black community, because as a community, we've genuinely fell in frequency and forgot all about, you know, our ancient practices and who we are as, you know, as a species, as extraterrestrials. So it's genuinely important to, you know, date back and go back within yourself, because everything you need is within. And I feel like once you actually take the time out to do the inner healing work, you'd actually realize how big and broad and how powerful we are as, you know, as a kind. Anyways, so when expressing past trauma, we can intellectually understand what's happening from an adult / mature perspective. Meaning, when you're being told you're so fucking lazy, or you don't ever do shit right, it's like you understand that they're saying that because they're mad, but you're not understanding that they're projecting. You're only experiencing their conversation from a higher perspective, only on a mental base and scale. You're not seeing it from a higher level. And that's the thing, because growing up in a dysfunctional household, you're never given the opportunity or chance to have a higher level conversation with them, because it's always their way. And adults kind of have this toxic maturity within them growing up, because they're just grown ass kids in, you know, adult bodies. They're not understanding that feelings and words interchange with each other, because it's like you're saying things that actually do hold frequency. And if you're holding a frequency with your tongue, imagine what it's like holding frequency with the intent behind what you're saying. So it's like you're saying stuff to me that is not for me, but I feel like it is, and then you're saying that, putting it out into the world, attracting that. So now we're just mirroring each other, and you're mad at me for doing what you've always said I was. And it's kind of like that resentment grows, and you're like imbalance, because you really never understand that energy, that you hate this person, this parent, because that's true. You might really grow like some really hard feelings about hating this person, and it's like, but I love you. You're my mom. I would do anything for you. You're my dad. I love you. I would do anything for you. But I think humans don't understand how feelings can actually coexist with each other. You can feel anger, and you can still feel sadness. You can feel greed, and you can still feel guilt. You can feel shame and still feel pleasure. You know what I mean? It's like people don't understand that feelings are complicated, but sometimes they're not real, and you have to dismiss them. Exactly. So let me finish what I was saying. We have, I think at least, I have to do more research about it, but we have a couple of etheric bodies around us. We have our physical body, our spiritual body, our auric field, our makraba, and then we have our, what else is it? The mind. And the mind has its own frequency. It's like a radio. And our spiritual body is a magnet, because our solar plexus energy is basically magnetism. That's why they say that you are what you attract, or you are what you eat, because you attract it, because you are basically a magnet. And if everything that you're holding within you is anger, sadness, pride, guilt, shame, imagine what you're attracting. You're attracting relationships that mirror that. You're attracting people that mirror that. And it's only causing you to feel very discouraged within your love life, your relationships with friends, your relationships with your parents and stuff, because you can't hold that frequency of acceptance. As I went more in depth, in order to truly start that internal healing process, you must consume that understanding emotionally through your emotional body, which is also known as your spiritual body. You have to understand that those people are projecting. They're projecting wounds that have been put onto them. They're projecting things that have been said to them. They are saying things that they know are wrong, but instead of them saying, I feel hurt, and this happened to me this way, that's why I don't want you to go down this path, let's figure it out together, they say, stop doing shit that makes me mad, stop pissing me off, stop going out all night and partying, they don't, parents, people, individuals, especially growing up in dysfunctional households, it really does ruin your sacral chakra and your root chakra, because it causes you not to feel safe in any environment where you feel an equal give and take exchange, causes you to second guess and self-sabotage, which is also another projection and wound and trait that has been put onto you. So yeah, knowing your truth versus the trauma. Understand that without the trauma, would there be truth? Without going through slavery, would there be the power of possession that we hold? Without the oppression and the segregation, would we isolate ourselves amongst us? Like, if we still, as people, as a kind, we're still, in slavery, how would our mindsets have changed, and what is changing within them? And that's the thing, we really don't know, because as a people, we are feeling like we're trapped. And when you're in that situation where you're being told by your peers, by your parents, by whoever you feel should love you, when you're being told that you're not enough, when you're worthless, you're lazy, you start to feel like it's the truth. Because that person who is supposed to love you is now projecting these wounds of insecurity onto you, causing you to feel like, hold on, is this true? Because I really be laying in the bed all day eating chips and crackers and not giving a fuck about what nobody says. So is this true? It's not true. You're just going through this thing where you feel like you're without God. And if you're feeling like you're without that God and Christ consciousness, you start to feel like you're not enough, instead of transmuting the energy of the void, because that void will never leave you. It would honestly just constantly keep getting louder, darker. It'll just keep getting bigger until you learn to transmute it more easily. And growing up, you're not taught that. So that's why I'm here. It might be challenging, it might be difficult, but it's not impossible. It's not impossible, and it's not the most extravagant thing on the earth to think about. Oh, I'm healing. I'm taking the time out to actually get to know myself more. I'm taking the time out to really understand my heart more. It's not difficult. It's only difficult because you want to stay in this matrix, and in the reality that's not true or true to who you are. That's why it's important to honestly stay true to your truth, not your trauma. The trauma being you being told that you're worthless, or going through such physical abuse by your mother or your father, or going through such traumatic situations like sexual abuse or verbal abuse, mental abuse, spiritual abuse, you know, especially as, you know, being dark 9 ether beings from the 19th universe, being these strong, independent people who definitely have voices and purposes. We're not learned to tap into that at a young age. We're learned to go to school, to be in the matrix, to literally just survive in the matrix, to go to school. After you go to school, you go to college. After you go to college, you're supposed to find you a good job. After you find you a good job, get a nice house, build a family. What the fuck about the home life? They're just teaching you to work. That's the fucking thing. They want you to work and work and work and work and work and not take no time out for yourself. So then when you do, you feel guilty. You feel like you're not enough. You feel like you're not supposed to do things that are meant for you, such as building your own job, building your own corporation for yourself, for your family, for generational wealth. They're telling you that it's not right. It's impossible, and that you're not meant to. The government likes to oppress people like us, especially dark and Latino people, because we are the targeted. Just flat out, we are just targeted because of the power that we hold and how much energy we are putting into the universe and into this matrix. That's the thing. That's why it's hard to escape it, because we are constantly telling ourselves that this is where we belong, and it's not. We are in this vessel, this avatar, just controlling how we view things and our actions, because we are gifted the given of free will, because we have given that. That's a universal law. Free will is never no way, but there was a time where we all lived in harmony, and that time can be now if we just stop getting in our own way. And it's not Black people. I wish that Black people start targeting each other and blaming each other for that, because no Black person was put on earth and was like, you're not worthy of being Black, you're not worthy of being this person. The only person that did that was the what? Okay. Anyways, yeah. Don't blame yourself. That's it. Don't blame yourself. Stop blaming yourself for the shit that people say to you. Stop blaming yourself for the things that people did to you, because it's not your problem. It's not your fault. Imagine being a little girl and you going through something so traumatic, like your parents splitting up, and you've only known them. And then at that, bitch, after your parents split up, your mom is like just going down this road alone, and you don't know how to help her. Not only that, but your father is not even expecting or accepting you for who you are, and just kind of brushing you off, wanting you to just like accept his bullshit, accept his, guys, not confirmation, an alarm, wanting you to like, hold on, can you hear it? Because I want y'all to hear it. Kind of hear it. Okay. Kind of wanting you to like just dismiss his behavior, whether it's bad, good, great, horrible. Kind of wanting you just to brush him to the side and accepting that he's who he is, instead of accepting change or expecting change. They want you to have these low standards within yourself to make you feel like you're not worthy of better, because that's how they feel. Don't blame yourself for that. Don't blame yourself for your parents or your peers not wanting more or better for themselves, because it'll only drag you down. It'll only lower your frequency, and lowering your frequency will cause this ongoing cycle that you're constantly repeating. And if you're repeating cycles that you've already learned, what's the point of learning them? It's also a relationship that you must have with the universe, with, you know, you have to understand and understand that you are powerful and you hold the power within you. So with that, whatever you're trying to achieve in life must come from within. You must look at it and see it and visualize it within. You have to see that strong, independent person within. You have to see that freedom that you have for yourself internally first. Honestly, it's not going to attract physically unless you have some type of spiritual balance. Whether you don't have to be super spiritual, just have some type of balance within yourself, and definitely go within and go deep within who you are, because it's important. Not only is it important, it's a necessity. This world is moving in to a whole nother frequency. We are rising in vibration, and if you're not doing that, then what's the point of you being here? Why are you just wasting space for those who actually do care about the planet? Anyways, like I was saying, we do to our inner child what was done to us as a child. That's like the biggest thing I like channeled. Imagine being 6, 7, 8, maybe 9. Imagine being young as hell, going through puberty at that, so your emotions and hormones are all over the place. Imagine going through all of that physical abuse, because bitch, who was getting whooped? Every kid who disobeyed their parents was getting whooped. Now imagine what was happening when the slaves was getting whooped. Grown ass women, grown ass men getting whipped in their back, because your spine is literally holding your chakras there. Your chakras are linked to your spine, your skeleton, your skull. Imagine getting whipped in your back. In the whip that they were holding had metal holding all that energy at the end of the handle with leather, stopping what basically to create rips to cut in electricity, and then it's connected to metal. Imagine getting whipped in your back with a damn whip constantly, for not working, for speaking, for thinking, for wanting. Imagine just getting beat for anything, and imagine you being that little ass kid getting whooped for fucking anything. Exactly, like that. What you see how toxic and how manipulative we have been manipulated. Like we're so our parents, our ancestors were so master manipulated. They were manipulators, but they were narcissistic as well, because they thought that they were the victims. Like, how the fuck you the victim, you hitting me? But that's the thing, because they weren't taught to go within. That was hidden from them, especially like back in like 2000s. The 2000s was horrible. Please, ugh, I don't even want to go down. I don't want to talk about that. You believe my family is perfect? I have to be this way to get along with them. Oh, this is where you start seeking your family's approval. And this is where you start to feel like you're not enough. And this is where you start to think that something's wrong with you, you're weird, you're not worthy of affection and attention, and then it starts to manifest in your relationships. Then you're afraid of intimacy, and then you're afraid to be vulnerable. And then after you're afraid to be vulnerable, bitch, you can't even speak up for yourself once your family is saying something that you don't even agree with. And then you're just sitting there stuck, shut up, like just can't talk at all. And then you're wondering what is wrong with me, why I'm such a dick, why I'm such a pussy. Who knows? Really, honestly, because if I tell you, you're letting your mother run all over you because you're afraid that she's not gonna love you no more. If that's the case, your mom doesn't need to be your mother. If you feel like if you speak your mind or say anything that might tick her off, she's gonna be fucking angry and do the damn most and try to manipulate you and gaslight you. You should not seek her approval. She's nobody to seek approval from. And that's the thing. People don't understand or overstand that two emotions can coexist in the same place. You can still love your mom unconditionally. You can still love your dad unconditionally. But if they're constantly not putting your feelings first, you are the child. You are their kid. If they're not putting your emotions first, your happiness first, what's the point of even seeking validation from them? You know why you do it? Because you're afraid of being different. You're afraid of being the one that's gonna break the generational curses, because you know it's a lonely fucking road. Why are you afraid to be alone? Why are you afraid of not having no one by your side to coach you through it? Why can't you just go through the long, dark road alone with the inner voices telling you you got it? Why are you afraid to know who you are? Because you're afraid to leave the matrix. You're afraid to leave something that is so, has you in such tight ropes, you don't even know what to do once you leave. But you do. You have everything you need within you. I kid you not, if you ask yourself, what's next for me to do? You know. If you ask, what's the next plan? You know. If you stop and just go within and just leave everything where it's at, you know. It's literally proven. I didn't have no spiritual coach. I didn't have no damn therapist. And I feel like I'm literally going through everything because I'm going within. Everything I need is within me. Every question that I have, I can answer it because my ancestors are going to listen to me and they're going to give me that information, whether it's 5 damn years later, whether it's 2 years later, whether it's the next fucking second. I'm going to get the information regardless because I trust. I have the trust and I am willing to trust. And I'm at that frequency where I understand that everything I want is on its way to me. Everything I desire is on its way to me, and everything I need is within me. It's just, it's gonna get difficult, but it's not hard and it's not impossible. You'll cry, you'll get frustrated, you'll probably punch a hole in the wall. Let it out, let the anger out, cry. Stop being so masculine. Let go of the idea of being masculine, because you know where that's coming from? The oppressors. The oppressors want you to work. They want you to work till you damn fall to your knees, get off. It's a lot going on. They want you to literally have no other nothing but working for their large corporate businesses, giving them more money, working for the alliances, you know, just, it's sickening. Honestly, it's really sickening. Honestly, because if I'm working for the next nigga or cracker, or honestly, that's mean, because not all human beings not all white people are evil, but I'm talking to the white ones that are. If you're not evil and you're white, I love you. I appreciate you. Thank you for, you know, listening to this video, because I really do feel like it's important for everybody to know who they are. You're human beings. You don't have no soul. You're not immortal. If you're a white person, you don't have a soul. You have a spirit. You know what soul stands for? Solar energy. You don't have any magnetism within you. You have a spirit, and that spirit is what gives you the opportunity to attract certain things, because your spirit has to be on a certain frequency in order to do that. And us as, you know, Black and Latino people, we are 9 ether beings. We are cosmically charged. We are electricity. We have photon gamma radiation in our veins, so our veins are green and not blue. White people veins are blue because they are just radiating something else. I don't know what it is, but it's something else. Look it up. We're not even from this damn universe. We're from the 19th universe. We are extraterrestrials. We are, I might sound dumb. I can sound dumb, but it's up to you whether or not you want to believe it. Why the fuck else would we be enslaved? Why the fuck else would we literally be enslaved? Because you're Black? Shut the fuck up. Anyways, instead of acknowledging that something is wrong with them, instead of acknowledging that, hey, my father, they're not okay in the head. Instead of acknowledging that, so you can be your authentic self, you adapt a false self, a false narrative within who you are.